Well, we just saw Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, and on this show, I take my friends, we go see a movie, we review it in the car, and then we have a discussion. The review part is spoiler-free, so if you're on the fence or looking for a recommendation, you can watch this video, find out what we thought, and if you are interested in the further discussion, if you've already seen the movie or don't care about spoilers, you can watch the movie discussion, and we'll talk about everything that we'd like to in the movie. Obviously, this is the sequel to the original Paul Blart. It's set several years later than the first one. It's terrible. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Here's the thing. I started getting trailers for Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 over the last 6 months. I've seen the trailer many, many, many times. The biggest reaction I got to it, the audience that enjoyed it the most and was laughing the hardest at it, was the audience for Home, which is an animated kids movie. All of the previews before Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 were also like kids movies. And to the movie's credit, it's a cartoon. It's a silly show for babies. The humor is not all that great. Kevin James has, he can still do the slapstick comedy, and that stuff translates well to where young kids enjoy that. And even though this is a Happy Madison show, a Happy Madison production, it doesn't go for like as much crude humor or anything like that you would expect it to go for. So it's this really strange like live action cartoon that everything about it that's remotely funny is in the trailer. Those were the jokes. Those are the things that hit in the theater or worked, and even some of those didn't really work. So I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I wouldn't even bother to see it when it comes out on home video. But it's one of those movies that I at least have to say it's not offensive, and it seems to know who its target audience is. It's just that its target audience is babies. It's like a very poorly done like Three Stooges movie or Tom and Jerry movie or something like that. And that's about as much as I can say without spoilers. But the tone of the movie is so... the way it writes off the characters from the first movie is... That's pretty offensive, actually. That's pretty... like blatantly wrong. But because the whole thing's a cartoon, it kind of gets away with it, and because it consistently keeps that tone, it gets away with it, where if it were a little more serious, that would have been really, really distasteful. So, no, don't bother to see it. Now Aaron will tell you as well not to see it.
To say I didn't like it is an understatement.
Yeah.
Like it was just bad from the word go. I had one legitimate chuckle at the end, but the rest of it I just found terrible. Not funny. I probably would have found it funny if I was under 13, which was pretty much 90% of the audience.
Yeah.
And they seem to like it. So your kid will probably like it.
Yeah.
But turn it on and leave the room. Because you're not. It's going to be terrible. Yeah, don't. I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even let my kid watch it.
Yeah, scenes just end. Like, sometimes there's a punchline to the scene, and sometimes there's not.
It's so over the top that it's almost like they took a cartoon and tried to make it live action.
Yes. Yeah.
Like some of the scenes are legitimately out of a Looney Tune cartoon.
Oh, sure. But yeah, I mean, like, almost every sequence that is really, like, all of the solid sequences are represented in the trailer. All of the, like, good jokes are represented in the trailer.
Yeah.
And there's very little surprises anywhere else.
And it's got a subplot that is just kind of there.
It has a couple of weird little subplots.
Yeah.
And it, like, throws... Yeah, like, Anna Gasteyer shows up all of a sudden, and you're like, oh, what's she doing in this? All right. And then she's gone again for a while, and
it so doesn't make any sense, and just terrible.
it doesn't
terrible,
work.
Terrible
So,
movie.
I don't do this often, but I'm not recommending this movie enough that you should just watch our spoiler discussion, because that's where we're really going to tear into it and all of that. So watch the spoiler discussion. If you like the way we do these, please like the video, subscribe, check out the written and video reviews at dalemaxfield.com each and every week, and thanks for watching.